Welcome, everybody, to the Digital Nomad Experts podcast by Beach Commute. Today, we've got Jeff and Marissa, and we're going to talk about the top 7 digital nomad locations in 2025. We've talked about this before in the past, but we kind of have to repeat it because trends change and things become in style. Things go out of style. We've talked about poor Bocas del Toro, which was so hot for a minute there and then
R.I.P.
dropped off the map. And then we predicted it would come back, and it looks like it is coming back a little bit.
Person there right now, one nomad.
In Bocas, it is coming back.
Yeah. It's coming back. Slow comeback, but it's coming. I think it will come.
Yeah. It's crawling its way back in. I mean, beach towns. You got Starlink. You've got... It's already drawn me back in. I won't get into it too much, but yeah, it has to. It has to come back. It's too good. So for this list, I think we need to clarify, right? Because if you Google top digital nomad locations, or if you use ChatGPT, you're going to get some random ass shit, which is not accurate. Here's a couple funny ones that I was just reading to Marissa before we got on the show. We've got the tops. Tokyo. Okay, thoughts on that?
I'd say
good.
absolutely not. Japan is too expensive. Some nomads might go once for a little bit and probably not stay in Tokyo even if they do go, but it's kind of like a visit every now and then, spend 1 month and ball out on your budget, but it's not a popular nomad location, mostly because of the expense.
How about Paris?
Absolutely not. Paris is, again, a great place to visit. Go check out the city, have your little romantic time there, and then get out. So yeah, it's not your nomad hub, and you will not find a community of digital nomads there. Next. And it's probably also expensive.
Okay, Madrid.
I feel like it's maybe the closest one. There's definitely not a digital nomad community there, like at all time. I feel like this is a place that has really good flights out of Madrid. So people will kind of stop in, stop out, spend a couple days there, but you're not going to find a digital nomad community or hub there.
Yeah. Closer, they actually have Mexico City on here, which is getting closer. I just Googled a list. First thing that popped up on Google search, which we always know is written by a content writer and not a digital nomad, which we've determined over and over and over again. They have Tbilisi, Georgia on there, which is actually not bad, as I was there a couple years ago. And yeah, there's definitely a community. I mean, who knows? That could have been a trendy thing. I don't know.
I think that was a trendy thing. There were so many people we knew there for a bit. It's always an inexpensive European travel destination. And I feel like some nomads will go through there. Like you will find someone at some point has like spent a month in Georgia there. But I feel like as a hub, it's not like a repeat place that usually tons of nomads are like. You can't always go there and just find, I think, like hundreds of digital nomad friends.
It's way out of the way.
Take on it.
It's not it's way out of the way. And then last one, Hungary. I'm just gonna say flat out, no, I don't think so. I don't know anybody.
I feel like it's kind of like mostly like a popular. I don't know. People might go just on the way traveling, doing a little Euro travel. Like, it's a route. It's a backpacking route.
You have to check out Budapest, right? But
yeah,
I can't imagine living as a digital nomad in Budapest. That'd be miserable.
No, I stayed there for maybe like 4 or 5 days or a week or something, like on the way elsewhere. But yeah, it's not. You're not going to find your nomad community there. So again, we share this with you so you can see. We love to do all of these little exercises of like, what are you going to find if you just go Google it? Because it's usually not right. And even ChatGPT, we love ChatGPT. We use it. We love it. But even just putting it in as Jeff read those, like they weren't accurate for this. So you're getting, I feel like, a little bit more travel destinations and less of like popular digital nomad places. So if you are listening to this and you are about to become a digital nomad or want to become a digital nomad and understand where you might go and spend some time, or you're just looking to be like, where can I go to work remotely and have a community of nomads that's like, what's our criteria, Jeff? It's usually there's a community of nomads there. There is strong enough Wi-Fi to work. It is not super expensive. It's less, I guess, more cost effective than living in like a popular European or US city. And it's easy enough to get to. Is usually like that one doesn't have to be, but that's usually kind of makes a popular destination as well. But that one's a little questionable.
I think we threw safety in there too.
That's a
but
good one.
I don't think we actually chose anywhere that wasn't unsafe. I don't think we really go too many places there.
Questionably,
yeah. There's
number
some
one.
gray areas.
There's some. We'll talk about
it. Yeah.
But overall, I would say when we first did this exercise of like, long, long ago. You can go back. I feel like it was one of the first 10 episodes, maybe, of the top 6 starter destinations. We were really looking at those classifications for, to tell you to travel to. But for this episode in particular, the 7 that we've got on the list here are just truly where we are seeing our digital nomad community, friends, people we actually know. Like if we open our Instagram feeds throughout the year, where are we going to see like the hub of people? And that's really what this is based off of just like not pretend data of statistics of travelers, like where are the nomads going? If you want to go to a hub where you can just go live comfortably for a month or 2 or 3 and have a community of people and feel good working there, like these are your places for 2025.
Okay, should we jump in?
Yeah, let's hit us with number 1, Jeff.
Okay, number 1 on the list is the easiest one by far. It's Cape Town. I think just about everybody, we're just going through Instagram and checking all the people that we know who are there. I think just about everybody I know that isn't here where I'm at is in Cape Town. And more. Like I went through a few other people's stories that I never go through.
Like they're there now?
I'm like, oh, that's what's the mountain? It's Lion's Head. I'm like, oh shit, another person there at Lion's Head. Everybody's there right now.
Everybody's in Cape Town, South Africa right now. And to be fair, as we're recording this, it is February, and January, February, and March has become like the time for Cape Town. So we wouldn't be seeing the same on our Instagram feed come April, May, June, July when it's winter season in Cape Town. But right now, that Jan, Feb, March, who knows if this will change in 2026. I bet we could say people will be back again. But all of our nomad friends and a huge community of other nomads keep finding their way back to Cape Town for that Jan, Feb, March timeline. It is, I feel like I have 50 friends there right now, and I'm feeling the FOMO. I'm missing the community, and everybody is there right now. So Jeff, why is Cape Town such like a popular one? It's got some drawbacks too. Like it's a tricky, a funny one to me. Yeah. So talk about like what are some of the pros and cons of why is it such a popular nomad location right now, and talk a little bit about some of the cons as well.
It's kind of interesting. One of my friends brought this up, is that it's a really, really good destination for European digital nomads because they don't have to change time zones, but they get to change seasons. So it's kind of their really only option to go just horizontally straight down, stay in the same exact time zone, and then get to dodge winter. It's like our version of going down to Latin America during the winter.
Yeah.
So you capture a lot of those European digital nomads, and for that reason that a lot of the North American digital nomads go there. It's a much better way to spend winter. I mean, it's hot. When I was there, it was actually maybe a little too hot. It's like really, really toasty there. Everything is, cost of living is pretty cheap aside from, your Airbnb rentals. And we were eating ostrich steaks for like $4 or something, which needs to be all over North America. I don't know. I'm going to start big ostrich in North America. I don't know why the fuck we're not eating ostrich.
Oh, they're such cute birds. I don't want to eat the ostrich.
It's a pigeon of the prairie. Whatever. Eat them.
Sorry
to the vegans out there, but ostrich is damned good. It's more nutritious than chicken, and it tastes like and looks like red meat. It's a perfect food. Anyway, you need a ton of
I had
ostrich.
no idea until I was in Cape Town that there were so many ostriches everywhere. Like you would drive on the road down to the point, and I was like, there's just ostriches running around. I wasn't expecting to see them there. I don't know why, but it was a surprise to me. Side note.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Good food. Side note. Yeah, everything's really accessible. Everything's right in your backyard. You've got these amazing hikes, amazing views, just right next to where you're living. Where you're going to be living in Cape Town, everything's pretty close, within 15 minutes of what you want to do. And it's really pretty. And then it covers all the other bases that we're talking about. We've got, proximity. You can fly right into Cape Town. It's like airport's half an hour away, maybe. Cost of living's okay. Digital nomad community is thriving. It's huge. And then what are we missing? The last one was internet. Aside from the power cuts, most people have the backup battery that keeps their internet going. I forgot what it's called. It's
generator? Or there's like another little thing too?
Yeah, it's like a little battery box that just like clicks onto your router. So it kind of just like ticks every box that people are looking for. But yeah, I think it's also maybe a little bit of a trend because you get that in other places too. You get that in a lot of Latin America, and but everybody is in Cape Town. It's just hot right now.
Yeah, it's a popular place. Everyone's loving it. And like you said, it's like everyone could also go south to Latin America and get the same weather during winter seasons. But people just love Cape Town. It's a really really unique city. Like, I think there's nowhere Jeff and I have been many places in this world. I've been to almost 80 different countries, and living in Cape Town just feels like you walk around and I feel like my eyes are just like, is this real? Like, this just feels like someone created this city from AI. Like, the scenery is insane. You're like in this bowl of mountains and this crazy ocean with epic sunsets. And the mountains don't even look real. They're just like super special and unique looking. It's funky. And there's so many like road trips and cool activities you can do on the weekend. And people are going to vineyards. You can drive to go surfing. You can scuba dive. You can there's just so much to do. And then Cape Town as a city, it's so unique because it's kind of like a beach town, but it's almost like Los Angeles in a way to me, where you've got like city amenities of restaurants and activities and exercise classes and cafes. Like, all the activities you can want are there, but you're also in this like crazy mountainous beach town at the same time. But yeah, for whatever reason, this one is popular. I feel like 2 years ago it was really popular. Last year it still kind of was, not quite as much, and then it like made their like resurgence of it this year. It was just insane. Like, every nomad I know is there right now, basically.
Yeah, some are buying property there too.
Yeah, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're building up, and you can get fairly affordable property to buy, not to rent something, but to actually buy something is not as bad. So yeah, time will tell if it's here to stay. I don't know.
We'll keep you posted in 2026. But I could bet if you're planning your January next year, Jan-Feb, like, Cape Town would be a safe bet for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of time on Cape Town. Should we move to number 2?
Yeah. Do you want to start with that one? Yeah, that one's yours.
I'll take this one because it's I was going to say, do you want to do number 2? And then I was like, I will. Nope. I will do Playa del Carmen, Mexico is number 2 on the list. This one has a nice little soft spot in my heart. I've spent probably in total like close to a year. Like, if I build up all the months I've been there over time, I've spent a lot of time in Playa. There is always a digital nomad community. I feel like recently I see more and more people who have been nomading a while and just sort of want a place to stay longer term. I feel like I see a lot of people there sort of spending 4 to 6 months, or even have kind of moved to Playa as a base. But yeah, what's good about it? It is a easy time zone, especially if you're looking for East Coast hours with tropical weather all the time. You've got that. It's either East Coast or like Central time. So if you're coming from the US, it's an easy place to work. It also has it's very different than Cape Town. But as I was mentioning, it's kind of a best of both worlds of city amenities in this tiny like beach town. Like, you can walk from end to end in about 20 minutes, but somehow any cafe, restaurant, like electronic or service or physical therapy or acupuncture, it's like whatever you need is somehow like half a block away. There's something weirdly magic about Playa where it's like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, it's almost like New York in a way to me, of like every block you kind of have exactly what you need, but it's only like 20 blocks. It doesn't really make sense, but it's kind of great. You also get, again, the weather is awesome. Sometimes you get hurricane weather in maybe like October-ish. It's really hot in the summer, but year round you can always find nomads there. The housing, you can get super modern apartments with doormen so people feel safe. The Wi-Fi is always strong, always good. Pretty much any place you go to, you don't have to question the Wi-Fi there. There's a zillion cafes to work from. Yeah, it's really nice. Super walkable. You don't need a car. And there's so many cool little weekend trips you can do of like, you can drive to Tulum. You can like, it has some of the best scuba diving in the world in Cozumel, which is like a 30-minute ferry ride from Playa. You can drive to a million little islands and towns and lakes. It's just, there's so much to do though. So it's a funky little place. I always tell people the first time I arrived there, I'd heard so much about it. And I was like, I don't get why this city is so popular. Like, it's kind of ugly. Like, the beaches are just packed with tourists and like big hotels. Like, it didn't make sense to me. But as a nomad, to just sort of settle in somewhere, it's like once you get under the surface there's so many different WhatsApp groups for nomads and communities. And if you want to get into the spiritual world or the super like workout bro world, like all of it is there. You can find anything that you want, and there's a great, like anytime, there's always hundreds of nomads there. So it's easy. It's a good go-to, especially if you're looking for an easy time zone, close flights if you need to get back to the US for any reason. And I could go on, but that's what I'll say about Playa for now. Did I miss anything?
Easy, comfortable, just soft landing.
Yeah.
Easy living.
Yeah, so it kind of feels, it doesn't feel like, you get a little bit of Mexico, but it's still got kind of feel of just like you're not so foreign. There's so many like other expats there.
Well, it's good to balance your tough travel with your easy, like, comforts travel kind of thing. That's kind of like a fallback point. It's like a retreat.
Yeah, I think all of
Going
these
back to my retreat
are themes for, like, have a little bit of that. None of them are, like, super hard travel, which is why it's popular for, like, just as a place to go back to for a long time. So with that, what is number 3? We got another Mexican destination where you are right now.
Stay in Mexico to Puerto Escondido, where I am now. Puerto Escondido kind of got put on the map around 2019, 2020. It's just like a pure beach town. It was kind of followed Diego's path in terms of a city. It wasn't really on anybody's radar, and then the surfers showed up, the backpackers showed up, and then you got like some of the traveling hippie type people showed up, and then boom, digital nomads found it. And that's kind of when we found it. It was the very beginning of 2020. It was maybe 1/3 the size, and by size I mean like restaurants, hotels, all that kind of stuff in the area that I'm living in, La Punta, which is almost all dirt roads, and it's just like really rough dirt roads, and everything is maybe 3 minutes away from the beach. So it's full-blown like tank tops, flip-flops, beach town kind of thing. Thing is, back in 2020, it was not good for like starting digital nomads. It was not reliable in terms of internet. The infrastructure here it was very, very rough. They would have power cuts for like an entire day, unplanned ones. So if you're working for an organization, you're in trouble. I mean, I had that problem. It was like a constant stress. It's like, oh God, I'm going to have to run to Selena. Selena doesn't have power. I'm going to be screwed. Fortunately, most of the stuff here is now on Starlink. It's still kind of spotty. Like I've had to work on the balcony a couple times, taking calls, but it's almost there. So now we've moved into a little bit less of like an advanced digital nomad, and most people could probably pull this place off, assuming that you're okay with the dirt road things, not strong infrastructure. You're gonna have some tummy aches here and there. I mean, this is not like, this is Mexico. It's not like going to Mexico City where you're not gonna run any problems. You're gonna run into some problems here. So yeah, it's kind of in the middle, but I'd say most people could probably handle this place. And if you're into hot weather, beaches, flip-flops, that kind of thing, yeah, it's a really good solution. There's a constant community of digital nomads here. People I didn't even know were here are here. Jordan Hammond, I just saw him at the beach the other day. He's like, oh yeah, I moved here a year ago. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah.
He doesn't ever post, but I knew he was there.
Yeah, didn't know he was here. A few other people, and it's growing. People, actually, some other digital nomads that I know have bought property here. Another few are gonna be buying property here. So yeah, it's kind of in that sweet spot now. So get in while the getting's good.
Yeah, I love it, and I love that you are there right now to talk about it. So it's one I just feel like at any point you could, like, there's always digital nomads there, we know, year round. So if you're ever like, where should I go? I'm looking for like a chill little like beach town with pretty sunsets and volleyball and flip-flops, like you can always count on Puerto Escondido.
Oh yeah, the sunsets tue. I mean, it's not, you really can't say too much about like Costa Rica sunsets, Mexico sunsets. Like you hear, oh yeah, great, but it's really, really amazing every single day. It's like pinch me moments.
They're incredible. Yeah, and I wish so. Costa Rica, where I am now, I feel like that one should be on the list here, but it's just not. So yeah, there's I know like 2 other nomads in Costa Rica right now, kind of bopping around, but it's lost its ranking in the top digital nomad places. I think mostly because of pricing at the moment. Stuff. So it's still just as amazing. Like nothing bad is changed or happening. Costa Rica is still awesome, but it's not the place to go for a nomad community. So it's interesting to see how that changes because back in 17, 18, 19, like Santa Teresa probably would have been one of the most popular places that I would have had on here. So
yeah, I saw people just accidentally when we were in Santa Teresa coming from Santa Teresa to Puerto Escondido. There were people that we recognized previously in Santa Teresa the month before in Puerto Escondido that we didn't even really know. It was like just a route. You just kind of went up the coast from this one to the other one. And like you said, Santa Teresa is kind of not the thing anymore.
It's still bopping with so many, I don't know what seem to be digital nomads, but they're not. They're all doing in-person jobs, which blew my mind because I was there, 2 weeks ago? I was there for 10 days or so, and it just was I was like, cool. This is weird. You should all be digital nomads, but you're not. It was
what are you guys doing?
If you just want to go hang around and surf and chill, definitely go there. But if you're looking for a nomad community with Wi-Fi, it's not the place. With that, by the way, if you're not already on our email list and you want to join, we send out tons of info about remote jobs, all different sorts of opportunities, digital nomad tips. So check out beachcommute.com/email. And you can also check the link in the show notes here if you're curious to check out 300 plus fully remote companies that actually let you work from anywhere. So if you're listening to this and you don't yet have a job and you want to be living in these places that we're talking about, definitely check that out, sign up, and you'll get tons of great information and lots of remote job listings truly from companies that let you live like this. So anything else before I hop on to number 4, Jeff?
Let's do it.
All right. Number 4, it wouldn't be the nomad list. I wonder if this one's ever going to go out of style. I'm really curious. But number 4 on the list is Bali. Good old Bali. There's a couple towns. We had someone email us recently to say, they're like, I'm finally got my remote job. I'm going to be going to Bali. Where should I go? Should I go to the beach, the jungle? Where do I go? What do I do? So there's a couple popular towns within Bali for digital nomads. I would say number 1 most popular is Canggu, Canggu. That's on the beach, but it feels like there's just so many. It's all the businessy startup, everyone who's manifesting, everyone is there. If you're into business and manifesting, go to Canggu. I don't know why that always gives me cake. But Ubud is another popular one, Ubud. This is more whether you're a tourist or a digital nomad, it's a really popular spot. It's where you see all the jungly rice fields and yoga. Super more, I would say, even hippier than Canggu. And it's just there's always going to be nomad people there, living the yoga life. And then if you're more into surfing, Uluwatu is popping up as a popular place within Bali that's more nomads are flocking to. So you'll still find a lot of digital nomads, but also the mix of the nomads who like surfing and a little bit more chill. So those are the 3 main places within Bali. This one has been popular forever. I feel like this was the mecca of digital nomad life. I always think of this as the mecca of all meccas for digital nomads. You will find it's just the cost of living. I feel like it's gotten more compared to what it was when it first started, but it's still far less. You can just get so much more for the money you spend on housing in a place like Bali compared to Western Europe or the US or even Central America. So you can get a beautiful villa with a pool and just any food you want of any kind delivered right to your door. And just being in Bali is so magical. There's you got the ocean, you've got the rice fields, you got the jungle, you get the waterfalls, but there's just, I don't know, there's something magic about just you drive a scooter through the island and I don't know, there's just so much. But you can also find just tons of digital nomad communities around every corner. Any sort of activity you could ever imagine doing, whether it's a certain people I feel are playing from paddle to boxing to CrossFit to yoga, breath work, surfing, just anything you want to do there, it's there on this tiny little magical jungle paradise. So I don't know, and it has good Wi-Fi, and it has for a beach town island like this, I think it was one of the first places just to have solid Wi-Fi and so it just, year after year after year after year, I would say this is the number 1 hotspot. I would say time zone is just the biggest thing. If you can't work, if your time zones aren't flexible and you have to work kind of North or South America hours, it's definitely harder. But if you're flexible on time zone, this is just every nomad makes their way to Bali. And Jeff still needs to. but it's a magical place. I would say the downside to it now is like because it's been so popular for so long, a lot of its magic is disappearing a little bit. Like if you go to some of the more remote places in Bali, you'll still get a very like local Bali feel. The Balinese people are still very much there. But in some of the hot spots I talked about, Canggu, Ubud, Uluwatu, the traffic that I've seen, I went in 2018, I went back in 2022. And even from those years, like the rice fields are disappearing. The traffic is insane. Like to get from one, like from where I used to live to get to the gym was like this like beautiful road through the rice fields. And it took like 4 minutes. And now it's like 20 minutes of traffic of just scooters of like these Bali influencer nomads. I don't know. It's become a little bit of a nightmare in my opinion. So I'm curious how long it'll stay like the place, but it's magic for a reason, and I do recommend it. It's amazing. Yeah.
Wasn't Diego gonna spend a little bit more like regular time there?
Yeah, he at some point, I feel like because he was there, I feel like he just got kind of comfortable and like it's just such a healthy lifestyle there. I feel like you sleep well, you exercise well, you eat well.
Nomad
like
food.
The community is epic. Yeah, all the nomad food you could ever want delivered to your door for like $2. So yeah, he was planning to stay, like make that kind of longer term. And then he went to Sri Lanka, and I had told him, I was like, Diego, Sri Lanka's like the new Bali, check it out. And now he was like, I'm sold on Sri Lanka. So he might go back. I don't know if he'll go back there. I think he was talking about going back to Cape Town first. So I don't know, but a lot of people go to Bali and stay forever. Like people stay for years and years and years because it's just so easy and amazing to live.
Well, still on my list. Here we are again. Same conversation, same me.
All these years later, you'll go. But you don't really strike me as the Bali person. It's not. I'm not.
Why not?
No. I think the people there would drive you crazy. Too many influencery hippie people for you.
Ugh. Gross.
Like I love the spiritual side, but I think it's like gonna be a little like in theory you would love it. When the people there, you would be like, get me the fuck out of here. This is too much. But as the magic of what Bali is, like you would love I just think if you were living in some of these spots, like the people there would drive you insane.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
but I still want to see it happen. I think you and Diego and I should all still go and meet up there.
All right. On the list.
One day.
On the list. It is high on
One
the
day.
list, but it's on the list.
Yeah. There's some other places I would give for you first. But with that, you want me to take number 5?
Yeah, I've got no context. It's all yours.
All right. So number 5 on the list, Jeff and I talked about this one for a second of whether it deserved a spot. And that is Lisbon in Portugal. So this one's an interesting one because I feel like it used to be a really popular, like, transient digital nomad spot. And now it's kind of a place where digital nomads go and stay. There's a lot of people who have moved to Lisbon and have not left. That said, it's sort of, like I was kind of scoffing when ChatGPT said that Paris should be on this list because it's just a big city where it's like, it would just be like moving to New York City, right? Like there's not a digital nomad community. It's just, you got to kind of make your way and meet people. And I feel like Lisbon, in theory, should be that because the nomads who are there kind of stay full time and sort of you start to blend into the city. But there's something unique about Lisbon where if you go as a digital nomad, you'll find there's still a lot of digital nomad specific meetups, digital nomad specific WhatsApp groups. So even though there's people there full time, it's like still very welcoming to the digital nomad transient community. So if you wanted to go and spend a month there, it would still be really easy to find digital nomad friends, but it feels a little bit more like a city than just like a town that popped up for nomads like you'll find in kind of Cape Town a little bit right now. Cape Town still is like more integrated into like a normal city life, people living there. But if you look at Playa, Porto Escondido, and specifically like Canggu and Ubud and Bali, it just sort of feels like nomads have sort of taken over and that's all you see. And Lisbon, you get to kind of get best of both worlds of you can find that community, but it's also like a lot of native people from Portugal living there too.
It's kind of interesting because Portugal itself is a huge destination for North Americans to retire to. I don't remember what it is, but there is something about the way retirees can negotiate their taxes with that. I think it includes like if you're to buy property, it's just really, really friendly to retirees. So you get a big expat community just kind of all throughout Portugal.
Yeah.
Even my mom was kind of looking at it too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you It is a little bit of a friendly place. From what I know, it's a really friendly place to people that actually do want to become more permanent expat types. Thinking of actually one person I just talked to the other day. She said, yeah, met my boyfriend and I am no longer a digital nomad. I'm just settling down in Lisbon. So
I feel like that's the story. You
yeah.
get a boyfriend, you settle in Lisbon, and you don't leave.
Yeah. I think that's kind of
the base. But it's one of the easiest places, not just for retirement in general, to get a residency in Europe that then allows you to have like be part of the EU and travel other places. So a lot of people, you have to be there like 6 months of the year. So it's like a big commitment versus other residencies like Mexico. You just have to like go once and go back like 1 day, 1 year later. But yeah, it's definitely a popular, just because it's easy to get, it's just easier rules to get a residency and sort of stay and be in the EU if that's something that calls to you.
It's easy in and out too. It's such a hub. It's right central Europe. It's like, if you're going anywhere, just so easy in and out.
Yeah, that is a very good
I don't
point.
see that one disappearing anytime soon. It might evolve, but I don't see it disappearing or anything.
Yeah, so if you're looking for some community, you can always, and you want to be in Europe, Lisbon's sort of like a good place to go, and decent weather year-round too compared to the rest of Europe. That's why it's popular. All right, next on the list, number 6, back to Asia. This is Koh Phangan, Thailand. I feel like when I say this word, people are always like, what? Can you spell it? So it's a weird spelling. It's KOH and then space PHANGAN. It's a strange one. But this one, what it doesn't hit is easy to get to. This place is hard as fuck to get to, but it is like a little digital nomad hub. And the reason it's so hard, you have to, one, fly to Asia, to Koh Samui in Thailand, and then you have to take a ferry from Koh Samui to Koh Phangan. So it's just like, it's one of those big travel days where you're like, I've been on 5 planes and a taxi and a ferry, and now I'm on a motorbike trying to get to my home. Like, it's like a 36-hour travel journey, one of those.
And then you just stay there forever, right?
And you stay there forever.
After all that work. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So when I went, I stayed 2 months, but I have a lot of friends who are back there now who are buying, it's hard to actually buy property in Thailand. You have to kind of do some workarounds, but who are kind of semi-bought behind the scenes or making that their home base, or it's just a place they like to go back to for like 6 months a year. But the people there, I feel like it's like a hole. It kind of sucks you in and you just never want, I don't know. It wasn't my place. There's some places I like more, but for most people who go to Koh Phangan, people just love it and stay forever. It is like island life of all island lives. It's this tiny little island where you could in 1 day you could drive around the whole ring road of the island. It's one of just said the flip-flops and tank tops, and it's so fucking hot there that you can't even wear jeans if you wanted to. You need very breathable clothing. So you really gotta love that tropical life. But Thai food is like no other. I used to go to these little Thai markets, and for $2 you can get the best food you have in your life, for every single meal. You will never cook when you're there because the food is just better to buy, already made. But yeah, the cost of living is so inexpensive there. To get both your housing, the food, a motorbike, you need kind of a scooter to get around that island. So if you're not willing to do that, it's probably not the place for you. There's not really cars on the island, but it's just one of those funky places. You can go scuba diving, you can hop on a little day trip on a boat and be, all of the most epic. Anytime you Google a picture of Thailand and you see those crazy limestone cliffs, you can be there in 30 minutes. It's just insane. The quality of life is great. There's tons of activities on that little island. It's just a funky little. It's funky, though. It's a very kind of hippie, spiritual place as well. But you've got all sorts of nomads who are also just your gym, ice bath, type of people. You can find cool meetups, a lot of entrepreneurial hubs. So, yeah, the time zone is hard in Asia, depending where you're coming from and how you work. I would say that, and just getting there is tough. But once you're there, it's it's a funky little place where you will find so many nomads running around that are just, I feel like they're hidden from the world. It feels like you kind of go there and just the rest of the world doesn't exist. You don't know, you don't care. You're just in this little bubble of island life, and it's a cool little place.
And so I don't talk to a lot of people that are regularly going to Thailand. Is it more of just a community of people that just kind of stay there for really long periods of time? And
yeah, I feel like people go and don't leave, or if they do, they're like, get me back there as soon as possible. But it also I feel like it's more entrepreneurial nomads who are going there simply because of time zone. It's just hard to work like whether it's European or US. Yeah, you're working in the middle of the night. So I feel like it's not as much in the circuit of like all of our friends, because I feel like I would say 50% of our digital nomad friends have like jobs with companies at certain hours. So it's not on that typical circuit. But if you are like free to work whenever you want, or you run your own business, or your hours are just super flexible, or you're writing or coding or whatever, I don't know, there's like a subset of people I know. There's a lot of Israelis who go there too. I feel like all the Israeli nomads I know end up there and just sort of stay. But time zone wise, I guess it's a little easier there. And there's just a lot of Israelis on that island. But you get all kinds of people. Like I feel like it's a lot of European travelers. But yeah, mostly it's like more of the entrepreneurial nomads, I think, simply for time zone reasons. But the people go and they never leave.
Is the whole group there? The Israeli guys?
Yes.
Shaka?
Last name, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they're still there. I've been there for months and will never leave. So yeah, I have a lot of like maybe like 5 Israeli friends there now, I'd say.
Awesome.
They're all there. But yeah, bring us home with number 7.
Yeah, last one on the list is Mexico City, where I was just twice this year, 3 times this year actually, and it's same as the other impacted hotspots. It's just getting a little bit overrun. Still love it, but I mean, the more you go to a foreign city and hear people speaking English walking down the street, and as a matter of fact, it's been so overrun. I talked to a local Airbnb host there. They said that they implemented a new legal mandate where they can't rent out a location more than half the year, and they're all of their properties are registered with like this unique number, and they have to register it through Airbnb, Booking.com, wherever you could potentially rent it short term. It'll all get tracked via this unique number. So there's kind of no workarounds to it, and it's an effort to...
And that's in order to keep like local people being able to afford and like have rental places there? Is that
they're trying to keep the rental supply high enough for the locals while not driving up the prices too much. I don't know if that would work, because you're kind of limiting the supply to the people. The people are going to keep coming. I don't think prices
does it make it worse?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'd be really curious to see if they like how that turns out for them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't intend to dive straight into the problems of Mexico City, because I do love it there. I mean, I've talked about it at length before. It's super neighborhoody. It's really, really safe. It's really pretty. The restaurants are great. Some of the food is incredible, and there's just tons of awesome things to do. There's beautiful stuff to see. You can go see the ruins. There's amazing museums there. There's this like vibrant food culture, a vibrant mezcal culture. And I mean, even if you were going alone, you could hop on Airbnb experiences and find like 4 weekends worth of stuff to do. There's just tons and tons of stuff. It's a huge city. So there's a lot of fun things to do. But I guess part of the problem is it's just a lot of tourists, and the prices are really expensive now. It was very, very costly. The Airbnb was expensive. The food itself was, I couldn't find anything for like a regular dinner for under like 300 pesos or so. And it used to be, I don't know, half that just a few years ago. So it's kind of a bummer, but I would say it's still definitely worth seeing. And anytime you go there, there's going to be digital nomads there. Always. It's just going to be the same as, like you said, Lisbon, Bali. This is just a central hotspot, super easy to fly into. Time zone is Central North American time, and it's a hub that a lot of times you have to fly there to get to other places. So it's just it just makes sense. It's one of those places that will always exist, but kind of like Cape Town, we'll see how's it going to evolve over the next few years. How are the locals going to feel about all of these foreigners coming in and driving up the prices? Yeah, a lot of questions.
I feel like that one became popular just like if you like a city, like if you want a kind of New York type city, but you want to be abroad and you want easy culture and you want similar time zone. I feel like Mexico City, like if you want that big city, it has become that. So there isn't really another one so far. I will be curious to see like if something else, another city in South America pops up and kind of like takes over.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people like Rio, but it doesn't feel as safe for people in Brazil.
It's the only,
Buenos Aires, we didn't even include that one on there. That probably should have made our list as well. Maybe we'll do that as like a bonus.
Think?
Maybe it's not year-round, but I feel like more and more, I wonder if that will take over Mexico City's popularity, as if Mexico City is more expensive, but that's like the closest alternative I can think of for people who want a city and still want this time zone, but not in the U.S.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's it? Do we leave it there?
I think so. Let us know if you have any thoughts, questions about any of these locations. If there are any other locations you're curious about or questions you have, leave it in the comments. We see them, and we really do record more episodes based on the questions and comments and thoughts that you have. Again, if you're not already on our email list, go to beachcommute.com/email. Super easy to sign up. We'll send you lots of remote job listings. You can start getting a feel, travel the world. It's awesome. And then lastly, if you haven't already left a review, we are so close to the ayahuasca episode that we have promised when our Apple podcast reaches 105 stars. So if you do that, whether it's Apple or Spotify or wherever you leave it, if you can leave a little review, it takes 5 seconds. It really helps other people find the podcast and keep us going so you can keep getting more information like this in the future on the podcast. It's really helpful. And then you'll get to hear Jeff and I's ayahuasca story in a cave in Bolivia, which is worth it, we promise.
Can't wait. 4 more, just get us there. We've been talking about it for like 3 years now, so this...
It's going to be really underwhelming by the time we actually record it.
Oh, yeah, right. All the build-up.
All the build-up.
Whatever. Puked in a cave.
Puked in a cave. That we
Multiple
did.
times.
That we did. Many a time.
Yeah.
If you want to hear it, leave a review and your stars.
With that, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.